So I was expecting them to have a fuel filter, but I didn't even ask when it was in here.
Let me see.
Just talking about it with,
See if Willie's
Right.
has
see if you see one of the vehicles, he's got all kind of crap on there. They look very back.
Let's see what we can do here. I'll look this up.
What is it we're doing?
We are going to do, because he's having a lot of issues, is bad fuel economy, stuff like that. So, get on there and I forgot to bring my hairbrush this morning. Very bad when you get up and then you brush your hair.
Oh, yeah.
I was kind of into a little bit of a hurry.
That happens. I don't see a fuel filter, let alone a fuel line.
I think it's up underneath. We're gonna have to lift it. No such luck?
We'll see one back there in that pile of stuff.
I'll have to put it stand.
Ford likes to put them on the frame rail.
I just text Willie, so hopefully he can.
But we can always pull it off and check it. Put it
Okay.
back on.
All right.
Where is it?
That's what we gotta find out here real quick.
I don't know. If it's got an external fuel filter, that's the other thing. Maybe,
As new as it is, I would think it would be internal.
maybe not.
We will see.
So, yeah, look it up.
Case, VIN number.
Um,
Hang on, two shakes.
airbag.
Kidding.
Hang
1F
on. 1F
MC
MC
U9
U9.
EG
Okay.
CK
Okay.
A1
Okay.
6205.
Yep. Oops. We're missing one.
1FMCU
Uh huh.
9E
Mhm.
GC
Yep.
KA16
Uh huh.
205. Oh, there's something in there. Hang on.
Oh. A minute.
Yeah, I think so. I can't see.
One door label.
Last one on the 5.
Measure on the end of the door.
Here.
9EG8.
What is this?
That's what it is. After the G, there's an A. This one, it looks like an upside down clock. It's flat on the top for an A. It's not round. Never seen that.
Yeah, look at this. Right after the G.
Looks like an upside down clock. Don't look like an A to me.
It looks like an 8 to me.
I don't know what kind of A's you look at, kid.
Well, I look at 8s on VIN numbers a lot. What kind of clock are you talking about?
It's like one of those grandfather clocks.
You're talking about one of those. What's that sand in it that you turn over?
Yeah, them ones.
Okay, I'm a little thinking, you say clock, I'm thinking of something a little more modern than that.
Yeah. No, the sundials, that's what we're talking about.
Yeah, I don't know which was first, sundial or the.
The sand, hourglass.
Hourglass.
Yeah.
There it is.
Hourglass.
I mean, hourglass is still kind of a clock.
It is a timer, yes.
Sorry, that was pretty comical.
You can use that with your sundial and get it more accurate.
There you go.
All right, get
All
your
right.
sundial and your, well, sundial might be hard to use today.
Yeah, today it's. I hope you kept
All
up
right.
with flipping your little.
Okay, 4-wheel drive, or wait, is front wheel drive, all-wheel drive?
What's the name? One of the two.
Well,
How can you tell?
Have you checked it, would it be in there then, or?
This is the rear seat. Thing is to look.
yeah, all of them, good. Because I saw CV shafts in the front, so.
Okay, automatic, right?
Yes.
All right. I need to go wash my glasses, can't see out of them. Okay. Kind of better than not seeing it at all, I guess. Okay. Let's see, should say location, shouldn't it? Should be able to.
The fuel filter assembly is located between the fuel pump and the pressure test point, between the
Trigger
Schrader valve.
Or injectors. Lifetime.
That's what now?
It's a lifetime one, it says.
The fuel filter assembly is located between the fuel pump and the Schrader valve or injectors.
Yeah, it says between the fuel pump and the pressure test point.
This filter may be a lifetime fuel filter located in the fuel pump assembly or an external 3-port inline fuel filter that allows clean fuel to return to the fuel tank.
Okay, so that didn't help us a whole lot. It's
Mhm.
either or. So now we're gonna have to look.
So we need to
The fuel filter sock.
look for the assembly.
I would just lift up on the lift and get in there and let's follow the fuel line.
All right. Okay.
'Cause-
Do we need to come forward so we can?
yes, we do. I left it neutral so you could roll it.
Oh, okay. All right, that's good.
It's too far, but kick that other arm in over there, Andy, and then we'll come back. So.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
No, come back to the top of your windshield, it's about even with the post.
Okay.
That's a pretty good spot right there, balance wise.
So this always has to be lined up with it,
Well, not always, but that's pretty good.
depending on where your engine is.
And, yeah, well, yeah, but most everything is the front. But also the rest of the drivetrain, transmission, the system does have rear, it's a little bit more balanced than one that does not have all-wheel drive, right?
Uh-huh.
So, you just kinda gotta think about that. And if you were doing something major, removing something major, you'd wanna adjust it a little bit. One way or the other, and then put some screws under it.
At least
Why
you're
do you-
taking it too.
Stick your hand underneath and pick up and push.
Okay,
I see.
right here?
Put it right on the frame.
Yeah.
Oh, that thing. I mean, we could just go to the frame. Wait, no, that's not. Tim.
That wouldn't be good. So usually you have a pretty substantial part of the unibody right behind where the front subframe bolts up at the bottom. Or you may get right on the bolt, where most of them have a bushing there. And so it's, right where that bolt goes through that rear end of that subframe is a good spot.
I gotta get there first. There we go.
Alright. I think I got it too.
Like so. just go right here to this lower right arm right here. Lower control arm.
Oh, yeah, okay, I see.
Just go right on the.
So if you're going to the lower control arm, where it's mounted there, if that's mounted, if it's gonna hang down and you pick it up, it's gonna try to roll that. You know what I'm saying? If you're getting on the arm, can you get on the body in front of that?
Yeah, we can actually get on like the. We can get on the frame of it, but.
Because usually in the back, there's not enough weight there to really damage anything, unless you get on some of those. Some of those that have the really thin threading arms and such, you can bend those. But if you get on the body itself, either the pinch weld or that
Yeah.
subframe pocket where that arm is mounted.
Yeah.
I think where the control is on this, though, he's got this plastic on one side of it.
Right.
Just go to the pitch weld right in front of it, right in front of the tire.
Right here?
Yeah, that little pinch
I heard
area.
that thing though. What about the, because you got part of the frame, subframe right here. Can you put it on that?
Uh-huh.
See right here, Andy, right past the pinch weld, there's that big 4-inch. Yeah. Let's get it close to that, and then let's make sure it's adjusted.
Yeah, we want to raise that a little bit and then make sure.
Yeah, it's right on your side of this. It goes so far. Where's that small one?
Yeah, it's got a mount for muffler. So.
Focus it now.
We good?
Yeah, go a little
I'm
bit.
not sure what was his original complaint? Bad fuel economy?
Really bad.
Yeah.
Work on me, yeah.
Is this his forks?
No, this is Dan's.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh.
Yeah, he thought he had.
Dan Russian.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And tried it.
Yeah, up here.
He's been, you touching yet?
No, in fact, it's going back down. You're going back down.
Oh. And,
No.
I'm not sure.
Going. Are you touching?
Oh, yeah.
You're on the.
I think I should be good.
All right, now on this side.
Yeah.
Keep going. And mine's got like 3 inches on this side.
Mine too, over here.
Okay, yeah, just keep going. I'm good over here if you're good over there. Let me double check.
So one of the things that we
Yeah,
found the
good.
other day was,
My front's already off.
Yeah, I noticed that. All right, we're good.
Okay.
easy now. Looks like it needs spacer in the back,
Yeah, I think so.
obviously. So let it back down.
These are all lined up.
That spacer in there. 'Cause if you don't, you're gonna end up damaging that plastic rocker panel, whatever
All right.
it's called.
Where are any spacers
Out
at?
here by the rack post. Come right down here where you were standing.
Oh, right here.
Down.
Did you need one over there, Andy?
Yeah.
Here.
Those do thread, I believe, but I don't know if I'm threading that high.
So you're
We found that there was, what reading do we find that was different? Was it the resistance?
Now I think we're too high.
Yeah, it was resistance because it's shortening ohms.
Trying to think.
Scan tool showing
Do you think it just will screw up enough to try that without putting it on there?
Mine won't. Try that.
How far did you go up?
We can take it till it almost touches. So we can adjust it from there.
Does that, well, does this bottom part need to come, because that just pops out?
Yeah. That one doesn't move on mine.
The little, the back piece?
Yeah, no, that one don't move for me. Which one move for me?
It's funny.
Do you just go down to the very bottom of it? Like A?
Yeah.
Okay.
You give that a shot.
All right. Yep.
Don't try this. Hold on.
Okay, I'm good here.
You touch it?
No, are you?
No. All right. Let me know if you touch.
All right. Yeah, it's touching now, but, well, not quite, I got half an inch.
Got about that too.
Keep going.
Okay.
Good.
It's good. Go for it. Okay, let's check it for me. Don't forget the Jansen for you. Jansen for it, so.
I was wondering what that was. I got freaked out.
So remember, up a couple feet, then Jones. I'd be feeling really bad if I fell off of here.
That good?
Are you shorter than I am?
All right. Yeah.
Looks good. See if it'll go up higher and put it on the locks.
Okay. Okay, I'm having a brain fart. Ken, is the red button or the leather button?
Red.
For the lock.
That was the red one, wasn't it?
Red one?
Okay. Stay locked.
Yes, it does.
Yes, it's locked.
Push the lock button.
Brain fart.
Okay.
That's a weird place to.
Fuel lines.
Yeah, I would have liked to sing this a little bit further. But I don't think it'll fall. So that's your charcoal canister.
For your read that thing in here.
That's a weird place like that.
Nice little place to do it.
Yeah. Especially with all the potholes in Oak Springs.
Obviously, that's a problem with its spare tire. It's got it all in the back.
So,
It's not a very big foot tank, is it? Oh, it does go up and over here, doesn't it?
oh yeah.
Just funky shape.
That's the only ringtone I can actually hear. I should be see if Willie got hold of the stand.
I don't see it. I don't either. It's got to be internal.
He gave me his number.
Which, there again, since we have that difference from side to side on our O2, that's.
this here for, Kim? Looks like, is it a ground? Or it just goes across the,
I guess it's a retention strap to keep that from hitting up and hitting. That's crazy.
this thing has like 4 mufflers, man. They're big.
It's got all kinds of stuff, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So it's got cats way up front, way up high, part of the exhaust manifolds.
It looks like a lamb.
And it's got another, not sure what they call that, weird cat right here. And then you got another little muffler. There's a big muffler.
I've not seen any O2 sensors.
Another muffler.
Where are all the, because I haven't seen like the, there's post O2s, isn't there?
Yes. So, right there is one.
Is there sneaky hybrid?
Right here's the other. Okay, that's your post O2s. Your pre O2s are up high.
Okay. Boy, he hit something hard. That ain't good. Probably a good thing it hit that instead of. Okay.
Okay, so I see no external fuel filter.
No.
Which is fine. Like I say, it's what they're doing now, right?
Well, I got one on my Yoda, if that's what we need to work with today.
No, we're just trying to figure out this meeting. So anyway, on jacking points right here would have been just fine. See how you have this big subframe right here?
Okay.
If we were doing something where we needed to move the cradle, then you would have to pick it up here.
Right. Just looks a little weird on this side.
So
This is-
now, where you were looking at this control arm I'm putting on the end of the control arm, you see how much angle is on that now that it's lifted off the ground. That would try to push it off the rack. So try to stay away from those.
Okay. So what is this? Or is it for the, because there's part that comes off the, where the fuel lines come in. How did that actually?
This, some sort of little sensor, maybe an airbag sensor. Sure does have a lot of wires, though. That's what it looks like.
Looks like it goes into the EVAP section.
Unless this is actually a junction block where it goes through into the body. It's hard to tell. But I'm taking a loose. But it could be where the harness comes out of the inside of the car, through the body here into that, and into the tank and such. That many wires, that's probably what it is. If it was an airbag sensor, that would have a wire.
So on his tank, where would the vent system be? Would it be part of the EVAP?
Well, usually, yeah. Usually the vent, I mean, so pretty much always, the vent hose off the tank goes to the cannon. Now, as far as the vent solenoid goes, it's probably on the can there somewhere. Cover. But it may not be, could be on the tank. I'm not seeing any wires from the line. Here's wire. So. There. There. In Arkansas, those are places you want to stick your hand without taking a mirror and looking first. Could be a snake up in there.
That'd be lovely.
Yeah.
In Georgia, I found real quick, there's spiders everywhere.
Oh yeah, spiders for sure. I don't worry too much about spiders.
My dad does snakes and bother him. My dad's got arachnophobia. He hates spiders. At our old trailer house, we saw we get spiders up in the corner in the shower. I can't tell you how many shower curtains we went through because he would just tear them out, running out.
So one time, back in Arkansas, Katrina calls me when she gets to work. Says, went by the bank this morning and a guy said I had a black snake hanging out from under my spare tire in the back. Because they'll get up in your vehicle, you know. Anyway, he saw it hanging down. And so this was just one of the black snakes that hung around the house, which I hate snakes, but we usually leave the black snakes alone because they'll catch mice and stuff. She said, you need to see if you can get it out of there and put it in a box, and I'll take it back to the house. I was like, oh, great. And so I pull it in the shop and pick it up, and I get up in there with my mirror, you know, and I'm looking, and it's not on the spare tire. And I was going to change oil in it that day, too, by the way. And I thought, well, it crawled out of there, you know. It go up front. Better look, because I was just fixing the oil filter's kind of up under this shield up here. Sure enough, that's where the snake was.
It's like, oh, he's waiting for you.
Yeah. So then I got me a water rags and my hose removed with a Williams little hook on the end of it. I was trying to get the fish out of it. And he was all wrapped around stuff. He didn't come out. He was pissed. You know, and he was striking. And so finally, we had some of those white rags that were, they're cloth, but they're paper, but they're more like cloth. Anyway, I finally got a lot of that and got him to hit that and get hung up in it a second where I could wrap it around his head, and I got a hold of his head back here. Well, then I had a hold of him, but then I couldn't pull him out. And I'm stretching him like a rubber band. He finally let go and come out. So then I had him put him in this box. And so she said, just bring the box up to my office. And so I carried it up there and put it in her office. And I had put it in the back of the car first. No. I carried it upstairs. Okay. So then when she left, she carried it down, put it in the back, and drove home. And I was teaching 9 classes at that time, so that's when I had fun in that. But anyway, she calls me, the snake's not in the box.
Oh, no.
Oh, you need to go check my office.
Oh, no.
And the funny part was we had this janitor, and he was kind of crazy. And I knew if he come across this snake, he'd just freak out, you know. And so I go heading upstairs right quick, you know, to see if I can get up there to her office. Because it was already like almost 5:30, you know. And I knew he'd be up there cleaning all them rooms. And sure enough, I get up there and he's in her office cleaning, running his vacuum cleaner, you know. I look around. I was going to Steve, his name was Steve. Steve, how's it going? Oh, it's fine, you know. What are you up to? Well, oddly enough, I'm looking for a snake. Dude, what? So then I told him, oh, he said, I'm getting out of here. I said, well, it's not in here. Must be out in the hall somewhere.
So you didn't find
Okay.
it?
No, we found it.
Did you?
It had come out of the box in there, and it was up under the back seat.
Oh.
She had a jacket back there, and it was curled up under that. So later she called me, because I called her back. It's not in your office. It's crawling around here in the building somewhere. I said, you sure it wasn't in the box? Because I would have thought you would have noticed the weight of the box being. She said, well, I never looked. And I just assumed from the weight it felt.
Was it
okay.
pretty big? Was it pretty
Yeah.
big? Really?
Pretty good snake. Pretty good size snake, probably 5 foot long.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, you tell a difference on that.
Yeah.
You know what's funny is
But anyway, she found it back there.
I used to have a 6-foot royal ball python, and I think his name's Bill Snakes.
Yeah, me too.
Like,
I had a big one and I had a female. She was almost 13 too.
That's cool.
Yeah, she's over 50 pounds. I had to get rid of her though because it was costing me like $80 a month to feed her.
Oh yeah.
So, and then it shouldn't get too hard to handle by myself. Really hate snakes. So.
But it was really funny too, because like we got her, we had her for like 4 years, and she was a delight. She loved attention. You could pick her up, play with her, get all in her face, and you know. But we had her since she was small, and they grow quick.
Yeah, they do. They do.
And all of a sudden one day she's not in her like cage playpen area. We had like an entire corner of the house dedicated to her, you know, like a big
Yeah.
10 foot by 10 foot just for her to just play around in.
That's cool.
She wasn't in there. And the only way to get out was like there was a small latch. We just like threw mice or like small rabbits or something in there. Oh, it was unhooked. We think one of the dogs walking by might have hit it up. They've never had a problem with it. We're like, so we searched the house for like 2 hours, didn't find it. We figured it just ran out. There's some 6-foot snake running around my screen. We went for
Running or slithering?
Slithering. So we went like 3 weeks without this thing. And all of a sudden, I look over, and poking out of the wall is like the tail of this thing. And so my dad pulls it open, and it's grew like another 2 foot, and it's all fat, and it was eating all the mice and stuff around our house and all that. And he was just having a ball. Yeah. Living in and out of the walls, eating all the critters.
Yeah.
He was big. And then when we moved to the new house, we had to get rid of him because we just didn't have a place for him. And we ended up giving him to he used to go to he used to be a teacher at the old East Junior High.
Oh yeah. We tried to give ours to him too. Willie told me about him. I can't remember his name. Love snakes though.
Is it Mackie?
I don't remember his name. But yeah, he had a snake in his classroom for a long time.
Yeah.
And we were going to give him ours too, and he said he was going to be retiring.
Yeah.
So he didn't have any way to take her.
We gave it to him, and as far as I know, he still has it.
Let's see. So we have a fuel filter rail.
Fuel
It says
filter
fuel
rail?
filter rail. Fuel pressure. That came up as one of the little. Let's see what it says down here. Fuel rail. What's that say? Fuel rail. Should try that here in a second again. Maybe. It's any yellow? Tell me. Oh, wait.
Fuel rail.
Fuel rail, fuel rail. Why does it say fuel filter rail then?
I don't know. Where'd you get that at?
Let's do this. I'll show you.
Right there.
Here. As the OEM.
Beats me.
Probable.
Probably misprint.
Probable components. Fuel filter. I don't believe the fuel filter is probable.
Let's look.
Probable? Probable. Probable. That's what it says.
Probable.
Oh, probable.
Yeah. Assuming problems, right? I'm guessing. Common specs and procedures. Let's look at that.
I think we need to go back to our O2 thing.
Yes, I agree. So,
I think we need to look for bulletins on the O2 thing.
that's a good idea. That is a very good idea. Look for any TSBs. Let's look here. So go to home.
This one would be
Recalls, right? Ah,
Well, recalls are different, but you can look and see what kind of
Ooh.
recalls. If there are any.
fuel system, gasoline.
Somebody's
Oh,
cranking the
shit.
floor.
That was my coffee, damn it.
oh
Man. Need a rag and a mop. Quick, quick, quick. It has a recall for fuel delivery.
recall for coffee.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
Why they make shops out of this? Because it's easy to clean.
Yeah,
Smells good though.
Yes, probably tastes even better.
Soak it up in that rag and wring it back out in the tub.
Won't taste that good now.
And if you let it sit for a while, the dirt will settle to the bottom. So you're good to go, and then you scrape the top with a straw. See, Ken knows what he's doing.
So it says fuel pump, fuel delivery, recall on top of the list there.
I'll have to bring the truck tomorrow. I couldn't get it out of the backyard. Because our backyard has got a concrete little pump. And then our back alley is like sagebrush and dirt. And that thing sits like this high off the ground. Yeah. So it doesn't have traction as it is. You know, with snow on it. I couldn't get it. So I was like, well, let's hope that guy came today. If not, I'll have to go fire up the truck and go pull. I believe it, but how you can create it over 60 degrees. Yeah. That's what I mean, I guess.
By the way, the course evaluation,
Are up?
the course evaluation for this class. I guess it'll be available tomorrow.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, tomorrow till April 3rd.
I wish they'd leave them till the end of the class.
Well, that's what I tell them to do, but I don't know what they don't listen to me apparently.
Yeah.
If it's having a fuel or a problem, we don't
All right.
This one.
Okay.
The filter is mounted in oil pump.
Oh, is that what it said?
Yes.
They said? It was in the oil pump?
So basically it's like if you want to replace the filter, you would have to replace the whole pump.
Oh, really?
Uh-huh.
Well, we're gonna check your O2 sensors and everything too, just if you wanna just do that, that'll be good.
Yeah, uh-huh.
Okay, so,
So and if it's like a problem with O2 sensor, I'm just simply changing the O2.
probably if it's bad, yeah. I would assume.
We'll test them and
Yeah,
we'll
we'll check
see.
it for you.
I think it is because it's like
Not working, yeah.
What do you think's bad?
He thinks the O2, he thinks it's O2.
You think it's O2?
So, we'll see. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, we're still testing. We wanted to check the fuel filter, but obviously it's in the tank on this one. It showed on the computer that could have either in the tank or in the line, but this one, we
Yeah,
can't
I
find
see
one
it
in
on
the
the
line,
line
so it
anywhere.
must be in the tank.
I appreciate your help, guys.
No problem.
And then I spilled my coffee, so we're cleaning. So. But anyways, you're welcome. Thanks for getting back to me. Sorry, I hope I didn't bother you too much texting it.
No, it's all good. I just get a little frustrated with my programming. That's it.
Sorry.
I hope I will do this.
Yeah, hopefully. Hang in there, man. Let me help this here.
Should I look up testing the O2 sensor? Should I look up testing O2 sensors? They've got a recall on a fuel pump.
What's the recall say?
Fuel system, gasoline delivery, fuel pump. Motor is recalling certain year model 2010 to 2012 Ford Escape vehicles. A fuel leak in the presence of an ignition source increases the risk of a fire.
That makes sense.
Ford will notify owners and dealers will replace the FDM flange with one that has been a redesigned fuel supply port, free of charge.
There. So does that give a VIN range? Recall, most of them will have the VIN numbers listed. Range.
No, it just gives the year, make, and model. Mercury's and Ford's. Ford Escapes. Beginning date and ending date.
What's the dates?
09 of February and the end is 2012 of April.
Look at the door label on the build date and see.
07 of 11, so that's before, I think.
That's in the middle.
Yeah, it's right in the middle. And this is a Ford Escape, isn't it?
It is an Escape, yeah.
So,
So, I don't see any recall labels here. Usually when they do a recall, they will put a label on the vehicle. It's been done. There. So I don't see any, but still it doesn't really apply to it. He's not leaking any fuel, so. I mean, probably should tell him about it.
yeah.
So if you have
He might not
recalls
check on-
on here listed for your vehicle, could you take it in, or is there a way you could be able to get them done?
Sure.
Do you just take them to the dealership and say?
What if
they
it's
should
not
be able to
under,
Look it up, shouldn't they?
Yeah, normally a recall will show you VIN split points, but this one shows production date split points, and this one's in the middle of it. So.
what if it's not under warranty anymore? Like, what if you-
recalls are
Forever.
different? Well, it depends on
Okay.
what they are.
All right.
Some of the recalls that I've dealt with in the past, like on seat belts and stuff like that, are only good for 10 years.
Oh, really?
But this obviously is less than 10 years, so.
So if there was some kind of recall on my 86 Camry, I couldn't just take it to Toyota.
You could, but they would charge you to fix it.
That'd be fun.
All right, so we'll just go to O2s.
O2 testing procedures on this.
So was there any technical service bulletins?
Oh, TSBs.
Yeah.
So let's see.
The TSBs are different than recalls.
All right, so we're, let's see, on here where it should come up in here somewhere, shouldn't it? There it is. Okay.
Then you'll need to find something, you know, typically TSBs are categorized by the symptom,
Okay.
but not always. But
Yeah.
most of the time they are. So you'll see something that says for fuel economy or
Okay.
reliability issues or something like that.
What about in blah 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 emissions? Anything like that in there?
Got fuel system.
What's in there? Fuel delivery module flange replacement, throttle body
That's
extended
that recall.
coverage, concerns with fuel nozzle insertion or removal, throttle body PCM calibration update.
I have a question too. If he put on a aftermarket cap, would do the same, wouldn't it?
No.
Well, if it's got a cap, that's something. Cap is-
Because I know some of them are doing.
This is cap. Yep. No cap.
E85.
Yeah, this is the
This is a flex fuel.
yes.
Never messed with one. They look pretty identical.
I didn't really pay attention, or I would have asked him if is he running E85, because E85 is going to hurt fuel economy for sure. Totally, yes.
Purpose is E85. Less emissions.
Hope the farm growers survive.
So he should be running regular in there?
Well, it depends. Depends on the price difference.
Right.
You know, I had a flex fuel vehicle at one point, a 2010 Chevrolet truck, and at that time, I'm trying to remember exact numbers because I'm not sure if I remember even close, but at one point, I remember that it was like 50 cents a gallon cheaper.
Yeah.
At that point, it was more cost effective for me to run E85 than regular gasoline. But at one point, the price of the E85 started going up to where it was only about 10 cents difference. And so it was more cost effective for me to run regular fuel.
I know at least around here it's not much difference.
I'm going to say the last time I even paid any attention, it was actually higher
Yeah.
than the cheapest gasoline, which is crazy, you know. Alcohol has less BTU content, so it doesn't produce as much power. It takes more of it to produce power. So if you're burning it and running the same driving habits, it's going to use more fuel.
But it is really cool in a top fuel car.
That's different.
Yeah.
That's
All right.
nitromethane. That's a totally different substance.
There was this video where they took a top fuel drag,
Mhm.
like 3,000 foot-pounds torque, like gobs and gobs, and they entered a burnout competition. It was the coolest thing. It was so funny because they like, whoa, whoa, and they get in it, not like, whoop, and they were already on the other side, and they're having to shut it down. And
Yep.
they could not get that thing to not hook up. The thing was cool. I'm like, that would be cool.
Okay, so any other TSBs related?
I'd have to build one. but I
No,
don't know
I'm
the
looking
price.
looking up the recalls here too. But yeah, it was just saying the cracked fuel line, pulse damper housing may result in a combination of fuel odor, weepage, but like you're saying, we didn't have any of that, so.
I was expecting that to be a square foot.
I was too.
So yeah,
But a round air filter, I was expecting it to be a flat spray.
That one took me by surprise.
Yeah.
yeah, because the one he pulled out of there was a square one.
What?
Yeah, because he threw it, I think we had it in the garbage at work, and it was flat.
Flip that over.
Yeah.
It's got a seal on the lid, so that round one's probably correct.
Is it?
Yeah, you can see it's got a seal on the lid to seal the box. Because normally the flat one's the lip on the filter seals the box.
Right. He had the thin one, square one in there before.
Well, maybe he had the roll one in there before.
Yeah. Yeah, that's weird. That's way weird.
So,
Okay.
does the
All right.
intake air temperature sensor, if they're not as a unit? Yes.
Okay, so O2.
Or do they normally come integrated into mass airflow?
Both.
So
Both.
do we need to look at, we have
Benefits.
O2 sensor module, O2 sensor heater, O2 sensor.
I think we need to back up and see what type of O2 sensors it has and how they function.
Okay. Let's see.
So I would just go in the service manual, engine performance.
Right, service manual.
I seen there were two are. No, no, I think I saw.
Emissions,
I don't remember now.
or would it be
The new
under?
belt?
Usually it's under engine performance.
Yeah, engine performance.
So let's go into, see what's under specifications, but I'm not sure if there's,
Where am I looking? Oh, right here.
yeah.
Firing order and cylinder identification.
Well, we need to know that for sure, so we make sure we're looking at, you know, which bank is bank one, which bank is bank two, right?
Okay. Oops. Okay, so did this have, what VIN do we have in this? For, hang on a second, let me back this up a little bit.
It's a 3 liter according to the emissions label.
Okay. All right, so.
California certified for sale, ULEV 2 qualified. ULEV is ultra low emissions vehicle.
So we have 4-cylinder V6, V8, V10 for this.
They didn't put no V10s and no escapes.
Yeah, this is what they have on here.
Well, this one is obviously V6. 3 liter V6.
Okay. Ford Freestar is what they have listed. Then they got the, is it the Villager?
No, Villager's the van. 3 liter Villager.
Should be Escape. Why is it?
Scroll down some more. Let's see what else we got here. All others. This must fall into the all others category.
I'm assuming so.
Okay, so number 1 would be on the, what I call the left bank of the engine, because we're looking at, that's the front, arrow up.
Okay. So that's like us looking at.
So we're
These
looking
are all
at the
V1s?
pulley side,
Okay.
right?
What is this stuff?
That's the pulleys on this side.
I
Yeah,
see
it's on-
pulleys on this side too.
Yeah. What kind of pulleys? See the belt tension? The belt.
Yeah. Seat belt.
That's the belt. Ah, interesting, huh? So we got a camshaft drive running the water pump.
Oh.
That's still the front end of the engine over there. Transaxle's bolted up here, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So,
I've just never seen
this would be the front end of the engine.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this would be 1,
So
4,
that would be
whatever?
the left bank, this would be the right bank. That's where it gets kind of confusing on transverse mounted engines. But everything except some of the Hondas, harmonic balancers on this end, the flat wheel on this end, replacement. And some of the Hondas that are shutting the other way, and they spin the other direction too.
That's weird.
But, so, yes, you know that from your diagram,
What does it say, 1, 4?
the rear bank is the number 1 bank, front bank is the number 2 bank.
Okay. So 1, 2, 3 on the back, and then there's 4, 5, 6 on the one closest to you, and then it fires.
1, 4, 2, 5, 3, 6.
Yeah.
So instead of like, so your Chevy that you and Will were working on, just swap sides.
Oh yeah, we were actually on the 4th, so.
Oh, were you?
Duh.
So this one fires 1, 4, 2, 5, 3, 6.
No, it's 1, 4, or excuse me. Let's figure out the other
1, 4, 2, 5, 3, 6.
Yeah.
1, 4, 2, 5, 3, 6.
Yes. Huh.
You will see some different orders, and of course, when you look at Ford versus Chevrolet, since Chevrolet's number there is different, that affects that too. But they're all pretty similar on firing orders, even though the system numbers are different, because they number the cylinder differently. Okay, so now we know that if we determine our bank 2 O2 sensor reading, the one, high resistance is the problem, then we know we're dealing with this side of it.
Right.
This bank 1, we're dealing with that side of
Right,
it.
and that's what we determined the other day. So we need to find out where that grounds, right?
Yeah,
Like
but while you're
make sure-
there, let's go find the operation on these O2s,
Okay.
because I'm curious about that particular PID and see if we can find anything in writing about what that value should be.
Okay.
Because, from what we looked at on the scan tool, we saw a difference between those two sensors.
Did you guys do something I wasn't here for?
Yeah.
Oh.
And so that is,
I feel left out.
well, you should have came to class. That probably would help.
When did you guys do that?
There you were going.
Figures.
All right, so on here, where am I gonna find, because it should be underneath the emissions, right?
Maybe. Go to,
Sorry,
click that again.
okay.
So that was, it's EGR function testing, emission applications, emission control abbreviations. Okay, so I don't think it's going to be there. So let's look at testing and diagnosis,
All right.
and then let's look for oxygen sensor stuff. Well, let's start with description and operation at the very top, because that's really what I want to find is description
Okay.
and operation on those oxygen sensors.
Okay.
So now it looks like we're getting somewhere. So you need to find the oxygen sensors in that list. So I see heated oxygen sensor monitor.
That looks like it may be the only one on the list.
Very well could be. So let's click it and see what we get.
Okay.
Lots of information, huh?
Okay, the HO2S monitors are an onboard strategy designed to monitor the HO2S is for concerns of deterioration, which can affect emissions. The fuel control or stream 1 HO2S are checked for correct output voltage and response rate. Response rate is the time it takes to switch from lean to rich or rich to lean. The rear or stream 2 HO2S is monitored for correct output voltage and is used for catalyst monitoring and for aft oxygen sensor FAO's control. Input is required from the camshaft position, crankshaft position, engine coolant temperature or cylinder head temperature, fuel rail pressure temperature, fuel tank pressure, intake air temperature, mass airflow, manifold absolute pressure. I thought it had a map on here too. and throttle position sensors and the vehicle speed sensor to activate the HO2S monitor.
Yeah, this one has a map. Yeah, I see it down the back of the intake back there. See it right on top.
Oh, yeah.
So it's got mass airflow and map.
Okay.
Here we go. Typical O2 output voltage is 0 to 1 volt. Mean of stoichiometric air to fuel is approximately 14.7. Generates a voltage between 0 and 0.45 volts. Rich of stoichiometric 4.5 to 1. The current required to maintain the universal CTLS 1.5 volt is used by the powertrain control module to calculate the air-fuel ratio. So we want to be
Excessive time between switches or no switches since startup indicates a concern, since lack of switching concerns can be caused by HO2S concerns or by shifts in the fuel system. Diagnostic trouble codes are stored that provide additional information to the lack of switching concern. Different UTCs indicate whether the sensor always indicates lean, rich, or disconnected. And then I thought we were having the, or is it, actually we're thinking of the other one, never mind. The HO2S signal is also monitored for high voltage in excess of 1.1 volts, and overvoltage condition is caused by the HO2S heater or battery power shortage.
we had more than 1.1 volts out throw code though, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would throw a short voltage code, which we don't have any codes. That's the other
there's
issue.
no-
So
There's no,
So could we have
so it's just saying what the voltages should be between, so we could, is
So,
this,
so the HO2S generates a voltage between 450 millivolts and a volt, it says.
and that's for Rich,
and then lean is
0 to 450 millivolts. So in other words, just like I was saying the other day, 450 millivolts is that threshold line. Anything above that's rich, anything below that's lean. Okay? Now,
and that's during running, right, like idle?
Yes.
Okay,
while it is running, while they are functioning in closed loop, in other words, they have to be up to operating temperature.
right.
So I was hoping we could find something in here on that PID that was showing the resistance value, because that's the only thing that we saw that was really different. So that's not obviously going to give us any clue on that.
What about all data?
Let me check on there.
Wouldn't hurt.
Wouldn't hurt.
All right.
Worst case scenario, if they'll give us some resistance data to test that, would you go about probing it during operation?
Well, we're looking at it on the scan tool. We've got a PID that's showing us the
Oh.
resistance values. Yeah, I mean, they were different from the bank 1 to bank 2. So that's why I'm saying something's wrong,
Yeah.
because I would assume those two should be the same.
And what was one was stuck right at 2, wasn't it? It didn't,
I don't even remember now. It was something 1,000 volt, or ohms, I mean, K ohms.
yeah, mega, it was, yeah. It was mega ohms, yeah.
I think that was after we unplugged it.
Oh,
Remember, we unplugged the back one because we could get to the connector
right.
to see what it did, and that changed the resistance value.
Come on, computer, for the love of God. It's asking us to update the IDS too, by the way, so you know.
Well, let's go ahead and do it.
I don't know if it'll let me on here. Because last
Should.
time, I don't think it gave me some kind of stupid code when I did this one before. While that's doing that, I'm gonna click in here and get all this up real quick. Okay. Library. Databases. Again, one more time.
Yeah, usually on the IDS, when there's an update, it won't let you go any further unless you update it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. That forces you to have the most recent update.
Okay, so it is one.
We got it.
Okay. G. Excuse me. Oh, here we are. Thank you.